Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 826, Thine the Amen, Thine the Praise. This hymn has a great story behind it, a great history behind it. It was written and developed and put together all at Holden Village. We have more than a few hymns in this hymnal that are from that retreat center in the state of Washington. This one was as well. In 1981, there was a 2-week retreat. As we see the people here, Herbert Brokering, Carl Schalk, Walter Booman, they were all there leading the retreat at Holden Village. And this was the story of how it went from day to day. There was a Bible study in the morning led by Walter. And then after that Bible study, Herbert Brokering, the composer of this text here, he then would write a text following and based off of that Bible study. And then at noon, 12 noon, Carl Schalk, the musician, would then set that text to music. So it could be by the copy shop or at the copy shop by 4 o'clock that day, so it could be then sung the following day. This was the 10th hymn in 10 days, and apparently it was a winner, Thine the Amen, Thine the Praise. So really interesting how fast this music and text was put together as a result of a Bible study as part of a retreat at Holden Village in 1981. Now, if we turn to 460 in the Evangelical Lutheran Worship, Now the Silence, this tune was set by Carl Schalk as well, the text by Vadia, I guess, and he set a text earlier, Carl Schalk, talking with Herbert Brokering, now, a text based on now. So he suggested to Herbert Brokering to write a text of then. Well, then became thine. If you look at the Carl Schalk hymnary, it is actually listed as then, if you look at some of the background of the tune. But as it finally went then to with one voice, and then as we see it in Evangelical Lutheran worship, it's thine the Amen, thine the praise. Here's a quote from Brokering. We sang each study the following morning. The hymn is on the great Eucharistic theology and revelation. It was to be a then to the now. So obviously, Herbert Brokering took that advice from Carl Schalk and tried to follow it with a then to the now. Now musically, taking into consideration this was developed very quickly, it is quite singable, and it's this conjunct stream of eighth notes, okay, that makes it feel like it's going nowhere, but yet it does actually have purpose. So that's the great thing about that. It was originally in the key of D flat major, but I will play it in the key of the hymnal, of course, C major. So here is Thine the Amen, Thine the Praise. Praise So I want to give credit to Anne Krentz Organ. I've used some of her ideas for the introduction and the last verse. And another side note that I thought of when I was singing this, it was intended for a communion song, but also for post-communion. So of course I interpreted it as a post-communion hymn. Thank you very much for listening.